Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. So let's talk about the developers notes that they released on the official website. I'm a couple of days late to it, right? But right now, if you guys are not aware, we still have the Senran Kagura collaboration characters. So hopefully, this is going to still last for 2 more weeks. The Senran Kagura is still going to be there as per usual. I've made a summary already regarding this, what happened in the live stream the other day, which apparently they took it down. I'm not sure if Brown Dust 2 took it down or is it YouTube copyright, I guess not copyright but community guideline them, right? That could be what happened. But as you can see, I've made a summary on my X page or on my Twitter page, right? If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, I would highly suggest you guys to follow me there, especially with Brown Dust 2 stuff, because on YouTube there's a lot of things that we gotta just like cover or censor in particular, right? But with that, let's look at the 46 developers notes, alright, for April update. So for those of you who are not aware what's happening, they announced 3 characters. We're going to look at them shortly. Palette will be the fated guest. And then there's this new refinement shop, which we'll cover as well. New growth feature. I'm not a big fan of this personally, but I want to see how it is going to be implemented first, right? Before I go all in on hating on it whatsoever, I try to give the dev a chance, right, for things like this. Fantasia Square, more costumes, home screen, and of course daily draw quality of life. That means this particular thing right here, we have to come here, we have to do 1 draw right here, and then we have to go there, do 1 draw, right? So now there will be a daily draw all. Basically, you can just click 1 button and it will just do the pulls for every single banner. So that's going to be the quality of life that's coming. In my opinion, that's going to be very, very good, right? Now first, let's talk about the most important thing. Let me just do this pull, and then we're going to do the other pull. We're going to talk about the character. Obviously, the kit is not out yet, but I believe it should be released on Tuesday. Alright, so let's first look at, in this case, the first character in question, Miracle Rose Liberta. Alright, we're going to reference her to a current state and try to make that comparison. But right now, let's talk about Liberta as a whole. You guys know she's the support for physical, and by far, she's going to be the best one for the time being. Now, in terms of physical support, there's literally no competition. Liberta is going to be number 1 for the time being. Now the truth is, she already has 2 costumes, right? So one is going to be the nun costume, the other one is going to be this particular one. So right now, if you are looking at her kit, she specializes in buffing attack, okay, and giving back a little bit of SP for this particular one, and then give a little bit of crit rate. I guess the crit rate is useful or not depending on the situation, right? If you are running in regular PvE, it could be useful, but Fin Hunter, you don't really need that in particular, right? But the other costume, this particular one, alright, the hot spring one, onsen one, is going to give you the augmentation that increase damage if you can do 10 chain or more. So this is going to be very, very precise to your ability to do high chain, right? So heal allies right here, and that's going to be ideally the best one that you can get out of her, right? Now Liberta doesn't really work well with swimsuit Therese due to that nature, because usually swimsuit Therese has 1 costume that requires you to have 5 chain or less to do the extra damage. But for this particular costume, she needs 10 chain or more. So you don't really use them together, right? So that's going to be one thing to consider. Now this particular costume, what does this do, right? The 3rd Liberta costume for now, this is going to be, will this help her to improve her rotation? So Miracle Rose Liberta, alright, among the magical girls, she's the most money driven and can come off a bit sly, but she has a high charm that makes her hard to dislike. In combat, she fills a multi-hit support role, built around a 5-hit attack that pairs well with the skill effects of her existing costume, Onsen Manager Liberta. So they are going to transform her into some sort of attacker, which I find this a little bit odd, a little bit weird. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing, right? So there's a couple of things to take note of. Number 1, if she's going to be a multi-hit 5-hit attack, it is going to depend on what is going to be the role specifically, right? So if she's going to be an attacker, because right now she's a full buffer costume, right? So these 2 costumes literally just gives buffs. So she has 1 more that basically just help with a 5 hit, that means 5 chain. I think it's cool because she does have a rotation issue. When I say rotation issue, I mean she's gonna have 1 dead turn. Ideally, you're gonna go with this particular Liberta for 3 turn, and then you're gonna use this one for 5 turn, and then you're gonna go back to this one for 3 turn. But if you go it in that particular order, right, you are going to after then have 1 dead turn that you cannot use her skills at all. You have to rely on basically just focusing on just using basic attack, which is, you know, that's how ideally you want to rotate around her. But sometimes you are also going to be needed to use this particular one first, because this one is going to give you the healing, right? So it depends on the situation. Having one more costume in the roster is not going to improve her strength that much, I don't think so, right? Unless it's going to have a little bit of debuff. But so far, 5-hit attack, if it's just like a regular, if it's only just damage, then it's probably not going to be that crazy, right? It's just a 5-hit attack. But if it's going to be something that has an extra added effects on top of it, for example, like Zenith is a 6-hit and she's able to apply, you know, like some sort of debuff on the enemy, right? If you can do that, then that will be cool, right? But you know, there's a chance that you might not even need this particular costume for most players who are using Liberta specifically for the support right now, right? There's a chance that most character or most costume, right? Usually the first 2 costume, that's going to be the pattern, right? Are going to be the important one. Then the third costume later on that they introduce, they tend to be less useful overall, right? This seems to happen a lot with a lot of these characters, and you will see this pattern in a lot of characters, specifically. I think Refitement is probably the biggest example of that, right? So basically, Refinement also has 3 costumes. You got the swimsuit one, which this one came way later on. She has the bright one, and she has this particular one. Now, ideally, the most important costume is going to be this one, alright? This one is going to give you the chain reinforcement and this particular one, right? Now, this one is good to add to your rotation. It gives you a little bit of SP reduction. But in most cases, in most situations, you can get away with not having it, right? Because like, these 2, you can just rotate around this. There's no rotation issue because this particular costume, especially, this one is like a 1-turn cooldown, right? You can see right here. So you can basically spam this every single turn. So that's going to be happening to all of these costumes in most certainty, right? So same with Diana one as well. So we'll see how that goes specifically for Liberta. Now the next one, alright, in question after Liberta, that's going to be Miracle Violet Palette. Now I do think that Palette is probably going to fix her issue right now. So Palette is right now a sort of like a debuffer role in terms of character. You can see she's a 3 SP, 3-turn cooldown, right? So she is always going to have this dead turn. She's going to move once, she do the damage, she extends the duration of all debuffs on the enemy. But she's going to need another character to apply the debuffs beforehand. So therefore, right, that's going to be where I believe this particular costume comes in. You can see right here, though she's socially awkward and struggles to find her words, she's serious about her transformation and costume. She's a damage dealer who deals increased damage when the target has more than a certain number of debuffs. So I guess you still can't use her by herself. You still need another character to apply a debuff, right? So who is going to be Palette's best partner, right, in that particular case in terms of debuff right here? So one that I believe a lot of players might have is going to be Livia, because that's going to work very, very well, because Livia has the ability to apply vulnerability. Alright, so you are going to be able to apply this particular thing. Now again, it does depend on the situation, right? Using both of them can be a little bit expensive, depending on how you want to rotate through. I guess Sonya, you know, and Palette can work really well as well in the recent, right now in the recent Fiend Hunter, right? That could be something that you can consider using. But with Palette by herself, I'm not sure if this is going to fix her issue as a whole. We gotta wait and see. In terms of like what she can do overall, right? So right now, this is going to be her skill cutscene. We saw this during the stream as well. The Moe Kyun. So I believe Liberta will come first, and then Palette will come at a later date, and then we have Mamonir coming a little bit later as well. Now Mamonir, alright, she is going to be her kit focus on dealing increased damage on the following turn based on how many hits she takes during the defense phase. So it is going to be something that's a little bit unique, I guess. She has to like sort of like counter attack, or basically not do anything, enter this defense phase during that particular period. If that's going to be the case for her, then it seems like that's going to be the route that she's going to take, right? So you can look at the cut skill scene right here, right? Skill cut scene, that's going to be very, very beautiful. I think that's going to be one of the better one. So ideally, these 3 are going to be the one, alright? So ideally, we have 3 characters coming, incoming. But keep in mind, these are just going to be the standard banner character. Alright, so I don't think any of them are going to be crazy meta, depending on who you're looking to pull or basically add to your rotation specifically. Alongside with that, new character pack. So this one is going to be specifically for the magical girl team. We call it the Miracle Twinkle. Alright, so we are going to have, as you can see, very beautiful detailed new area right here. Seems like a barren office. And then there's like a backyard alley. I actually like it. All right, so we got a bunch of very interesting scenes, very interesting poses. So a new season event as well for Strange Requests. That will be happening if you guys are interested to read the story along the way as well. Now, alongside with that, we got Fiend Hunter, Abomination. This will be coming April 23rd. All right, this is going to come literally this week. And there's no like, I believe there's no practice phase. All right, it will just enter the phase directly, right? So when it comes out, when the patch comes out. So that's going to be something that we'll have to look into. And then through Orochi, for Win, literally the boss that we're fighting, will come again next week. All right, so that's going to be very interesting. So we're going to have 2 bosses and then Giant Rule for water. And then this is going to be a new boss, I believe Dark Magica for fire. That will come end of May, right? So with guild raids and stuff. Now right now, alongside with all of this, the more important one that I want to jump into, Golden Colosseum, Slice of Life story. That's good. New Fated Guest. We're going to have Palette. This particular costume that will be coming. So if you guys want to pull for her, that will be what it is, right? She is going to be the one that I believe a lot of players might consider getting. So Palette will be the one. As you can see, this is going to be how it looks like, right? So I'm not too sure what it's going to be like yet. So we'll find out when it comes out. Fantasia Square is going to have an update as well on April 23rd. As you can see, very, very interesting. We have a bunch of new costumes, new characters. I'm not a big crazy fan of Fantasia Square. I think it's okay, right? I occasionally buy new costume. I just got Nabri the other day, but like, yeah, this is like cool and stuff. But they also have the what do you want to call this? This is going to be a very unique thing called the Advent of the God. Basically, you can obtain Vela's heart and of course Elena's heart, right? Fiend Hunter improvements. So apparently now you can play up to level 15, all right, at the beginning. So they are also going to be increasing it to level 20 as well, which is very, very interesting. And they are going to have the leaderboards display up to 1000. So that's going to be what they are doing specifically, right? For the content shop, fishing shop, they will be adding more stuff. So a home screen will be expanded to 50 slots now. That's quite insane, right? 50 slots is a very, very big number. So basically you can put way more now. So save and load filters. So now you can basically save, you can load the filters depending on what kind of gears you have for your characters. So keep that in mind. That's going to be very, very important. Guild name change ticket, so ability improvements. So there's one thing, yeah, draw all free. Now this one is going to be the very important quality of life. A lot of players have been waiting for this. I appreciate this for sure. That means you are going to need to do less in terms of like clicking, right? So I think something like this is definitely going to be very, very beneficial to a lot of players. Reward counts to quick hunt for May 7th. Alright, there will be that as well, right? So Refinement Remnants, May 7th. Okay, so let's have a look at this one, right? This is going to be the new shop. Now, I will make a guide on this on separately when it comes out because right now, I'm still trying to figure out how it works. But as far as I know, basically every single time you refine, there's this like new PT counter right here, as you guys can see, right? Now, that is going to be how you are going to basically buy things from this particular shop. That means refining powder is going to be even more valuable. Now, if you guys are not in a guild, please join a guild because that's where you can get a bunch of, you know, all of this stuff, right? And also like do your tower salvation, etc, etc. You get some here and there. But here's the thing, right? That means that even from the event shop, you want to consider getting the refining powder as well. So every 1000 refining powder consumed, you will get 1 refining remnant, all right? Which can be used to purchase items from the refining shop. As you guys can see, this is going to be the refining shop, all right? So you can buy the literally a preset for 24, 23, 22, and 21. You guys know this is going to be very, very hard to get, right? For most characters, if your gear is a BBS, for example, this one I got ABS is 19, right? So this is 19, but for you to be able to get even like 24, that's going to be way, way higher. All right, so you can also buy a few other items right here as well. Now the truth is, should you use this for exclusive gears, right? Exclusive equipments, because those are going to be something that can be used only for that particular character. In my opinion, probably not, but you might have enough of this in time that you can probably spare it for some of the characters that you have, right? So let's have a look at here. So the gear score change tickets. Items allow you to change the score of a gear piece to your specific value. If your gear score has a 14, applying 23 gear point change ticket will set that gear score to 23, right? Gear score change tickets can only be used on UR gear. So basically, it's allowing you to change your gear score, right? So you can use 4 tiers, all right? 24 point tickets limited to 1 purchase per half year. Every half anniversary, you can buy the 24 one. Very, very limited, right? This is going to be very, very rare, okay? So keep in mind, that's going to be something that you'd want to waste, right? So a player joining Brown Dust 2, alright, can buy up to 3 24 point change tickets, and then this is currently being considered at a cost of equivalent of 10 million refining powder in the refinement remnant value as well. So that's going to be how it is. But 21 to 23 has no purchase limit, alright? So obviously, you can see right here, 21 to 23, you can buy them as much as you want, alright? So keep that in mind, it's going to be 1000 to 1 ratio. That's going to be the thing, right? And then we got the new growth feature. I believe they will basically have a separate stuff for this, right? But this is going to be like literally a new tier, right? I will cover it more extensively when this comes out, basically on May 7, because we are still like nearing the end of April, right? But this is going to be what it is. Basically, now you can add more SP, and it is going to be powering up your characters. You're going to now need this particular thing, a new material. It's called Spark of Rampage, alright? New material and gold. So very, very interesting. So of course, we'll see how this will be implemented. But for now, you know, until the thing is out yet, I don't want to like speak too much on it, right? Need to understand how that works. So that's pretty much it. They're also going to do the story part rework. However, apparently they are going to need to wait a little bit, because it seems like they are having difficulty in doing it. They actually mentioned somewhere that they are taking their time with it, and it might be delayed until the second half of this year, is it? Second half of this year, okay. So that's going to be where it is. So not anytime soon. And I guess that's pretty much it. And then there's oh yeah, third anniversary preview. For now, these are going to be the characters that they are showcasing. It's hard to tell who is who. I have a feeling this is Luventia. This could be Mamonir, right? Long hair. I could be wrong. That could be Sherazad, right? If that's her, then I will say that this is Eclipse. This is Nebri. Yeah, I'm not sure, right? Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think these characters are? So that's going to be something that we'll have to guess, okay? So it will be interesting to see what are going to be the guesses for the third anniversary characters, right? So for now, it's going to be completely hidden. So with that being said, that's going to be it for this particular video, guys. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this your like. I will see you guys in the next one. Brown Dust 2 update should be happening this week on Thursday, but there will be a patch for the upcoming characters, a separate run. I think there will be tomorrow, right? So we'll see when that is out, right? Have a nice day. Goodbye.